Call 1-800-394-4915. Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling brand in major retailers like Walmart. But for this no-strings-attached free bottle, you must call now. Call 1-800-394-4915. Don't miss out on this unprecedented free offer. Call 1-800-394-4915. 1-800-394-4915.
My grades were bad. I would get D's and C's.
I appeared to be doing good at my school life, but if you would see me at home, it would have been a completely different story.
I mean, it was just rough focusing on school when your mother is somebody you have to take care of.
It got worse and worse and worse throughout the years.
There are students who need somebody.
They can trust someone, and it could be the first person they've ever trusted in their life.
Communities in Schools is lowering America's dropout rate by helping more than 1.3 million kids every year get whatever they need to succeed in school.
If something was going on at home, we would go just stop by Miss Liberty's office and talk to her.
Communities in Schools vouched for me when everyone else had lost hope.
You can help change the picture of education right here in your community and across the nation. Visit communitiesInschools.org.
I hear people say we can't save every kid, but I think that we can.
Nick Saban has a message for us regarding the coronavirus.
First of all, I hope this message finds you and your family safe and well. On behalf of our program, we want to give thanks to all the medical professionals and caregivers in our state and across the country in these challenging times. Our daily routines have changed dramatically over these past weeks. As we have said to our team, we share the same message to all of you. Please understand the following guidelines of social distancing. We ask that everyone please wash your hands often. Stay at home if at all possible. And when you have to be out in public, make sure you keep 6 feet between you and the nearest person. We are in this together, and as one team we will get through these difficult times. And together we look forward to all that's to come, like the opportunity to play college football this fall. But the best and safest way to ensure that happens is to listen to the experts, follow their guidelines, and take care of each other. Stay safe and roll Tide.
JP here. Everyone here at ESPN Pensacola wants to send a shout out to our first responders and healthcare workers at this time. We know it's tough, but we appreciate the work you put day in and day out. We also want to thank our essential workers out there for helping all of us continue to live our lives as normal as possible in this time. For our community, keep rocking it. We are going to get through this. Remember, we were named the #1 strong town in America. That wasn't by accident. We have seen so many people step up and do their part, and we thank all those people for their efforts. We will be stronger for this, and together, we will beat COVID-19.
With legends like Emmitt Smith, Derek Brooks, Roy Jones Jr., and Bubba Watson, all hailing from the Pensacola area. And that's only to name a few. This begs the question, who's the greatest Pensacola athlete of all time? Join Sports Call with Davis and Justin this Saturday from 11 to 1 for Selection Saturday as Davis Allen announces the field of 16 athletes. Throughout the next few weeks, you can vote for who you think is the best athlete in our daily athlete matchups at our ESPN Pensacola Facebook page at ESPN Pensacola.
JP here with Talk Football and the Sports Drive. At ESPN Pensacola, we're hometown proud. We love our hometown heroes like Super Bowl champion and NFL Hall of Famer Derek Brooks.
The Super Bowl, and they're trying to win it for us. 3rd down, 18. Dropping Gannon, looking Gannon, throws up the middle. It's intercepted at the 40. Derek Brooks 30. Brooks to the 25, 20. Derek Brooks all the way.
This is former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Washington High School alum, Derek Brooks. You listen to ESPN Pensacola.
The latest sports news is at ESPNpensacola.com and on Facebook at ESPN Pensacola. Plus, watch Chad Brilliante, Coach K, and Sports Call live on our exclusive YouTube channel, ESPN Pensacola 1330. This is Northwest Florida's all sports, all the time station. From Destin to New Orleans, sports fans come here for ESPN and local sports talk. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. The teams, the games, the fans, the local talk. This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Been a good one today. Will Muschamp joining us. Had a great conversation with him. You heard Roy Wood there. We'll go down to Baton Rouge in a little while. Lou, is up next. Hey, Lou.
Hey there, Paul. I love your show, and
Thank you.
I love sports. I live here in Tennessee, and I love coming on. Listening to you. I gotta tell you though, I am dying for sports, but there is no way that there's going to be sports. I don't even think this year, and I'm going to tell you why. The other day, I went through these statistics. The statistics on all 50 states, the percentage of increased COVID patients, the smallest increment of increase was 36% from 1 week to the other. The highest increment, it was 215% in 1 week. And we don't even have enough tests to go around. I don't want to be, what do you call it, Debbie Downer. But if we do not just do this for most of the summer, I'm talking about most of the summer doing this, we are in trouble because, a lot of those positive results, those people are well, but they're going to give it to somebody who will not be well. And that's just going to multiply and multiply and multiply. I am dying for some, I can't wait for the draft to come around because it's the only thing we've had to look at, the Michael Jordan Bulls thing. I'm dying for stuff here. I'm actually discovering a lot of new entertainment, but I don't think we can see ourselves with people in the stadium till next summer, and I think that's generous, honestly, without people being put at risk.
Lou, thank you. Thank you for sharing your view, and be safe. Thanks a lot. Carol is in Georgia. Hello, Carol.
Hello, Paul. I'd like to give a parent of an athlete's perspective.
Sure.
I find it very appalling that people will discuss money when my child's life, even if he wants to play, if they don't allow other students on campus, why in the world would I want my son to be there? Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. And I completely agree with you on that. I said it earlier on a show, and I think it would be the end of collegiate sports as we know it if that is allowed to happen. Matt is up next. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Paul. How you doing today, my friend?
We are doing great.
Paul, I wanted to discuss to you about Texas A&M, but also about the virus. Paul, I kind of agree with a lot of the callers. My first topic was I don't think we're really going to have sports until maybe next year, next summer, because we don't really have a handle on this thing yet, Paul. And why put people in danger in the stands when statistically the numbers say that we really don't let the sciences yet do their job when we don't have quite a handle on it? So why put people in danger, Paul?
It's a good question, and I think you have to be very careful, Matt.
Again, the other topic I wanted to talk to you about is if football comes back, which I don't think it will. I know a lot of people are high on Alabama to win the SEC West this year, and A&M is number 8 in the top 25. But I don't agree with the fact I think Alabama is going to win the SEC West if we have football again. I think A&M could be a sneaky team in the West that possibly wins the SEC West and goes to the national championship, Paul. I want to know what your thoughts on that
Well,
as well.
Matt, I would gently disagree with you, but I certainly appreciate your thoughts. So you be well. James is up next. Hello, James.
Paul, how do I follow Carol and Matt? I am in the same boat with Jerry, if you recall his call. And let me share these facts with you right here, Paul. In 2018, 48,000 people died that committed suicide. On our highways, every year, on our highways, Paul, The highways that athletes travel on, the highways that fans go to ball games on, assuming we're going to have any ball games ever again. 1.25 million people a year pass away on our asphalt. I guess what we should do, since we're so concerned about everybody's so-called safety, is just do away with those highways, do away with cars. We won't have to worry about the oil companies or the people selling cars or people making cars or any of the things that go along with those kinds of activities. Have a nice day, Paul.
I-Man is up next.
My goodness, no comment. I mean, you just went straight to me. You know, Paul, I was listening to your conversation earlier, and you made the comment, well, what about the elite athletes? What about the elite athletes? You know, the ones that this is everything for them. Everything. Why don't we just put them in the same group with everybody else? Aren't we all elite? Just the athletes, you know, they train they got to throw footballs and jump high and run fast. What about the rest of the people in this country? I have a bone to pick with you. You told me you told the caller yesterday I was negative. I'm one of the more positive callers. How dare you say that to me? I'd ask you for an apology, but I don't want one. You have a good day.
A lot of happy customers today. We'll take a short break. Back with more.
Okay, you know how it feels when you've saved enough for that long-awaited home edition? Now imagine an addition on that addition. Whoa. That's the feeling with Capital One, where a new savings account earns an interest rate 5 times the national average. That's right, 5 times, as represented by 5 times more singers. This is banking reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
The Home Depot is here to help, and we have many ways to help. You can download our app or go online to find the essential products and information you need quickly. You can order what you need online, and we can have it waiting for you at the store, or get free delivery on most orders over $45. We also have thousands of how-to videos for the projects and repairs you need to make. We're here to help. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Some exclusions apply.
Here at ESPN Pensacola Sports Headlines, I'm JP. While the 2020 NFL Draft is still on the horizon, the league's betting market has already begun taking shape, and odds makers believe the New England Patriots are really going to miss Tom Brady. Caesars Sportsbook released NFL win totals and playoff odds for all 32 teams on Thursday. One of the biggest surprises was the Patriots opening with a win total of 8.5. My raw number on the Patriots is less than 8 wins, Jeff Davis, head odds maker at Caesars, told ESPN. Outside of their secondary, which is one of the best in the league, the rest of their roster I think is one of the worst in the NFL. The Patriots under Bill Belichick and Brady have been prolific for bettors, covering the spread in almost 60% of games and going 14-3-1 to the over against their win total since 2002. The PGA Tour announced plans Thursday to return in mid-June with a revised slate of events through Thanksgiving, starting at the Charles Schwab Challenge. The Fort Worth, Texas event is scheduled for June 11th, assuming health and government officials allow it, and will be played at Colonial Country Club without spectators. It has been rescheduled from its original late May date. If the ambitious schedule plays out, it would mean 24 consecutive weeks of golf leading to Thanksgiving, with a few weeks where a second event is played. The weeks in which major championships have previously been scheduled have been filled by PGA Tour events. The health and safety of all associated with the PGA Tour in our global community continues to be our number one priority, and our hope is to play a role responsibly in the world's return to enjoying the things we love, PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan said in a statement. Today's announcement is another positive step for our fans and players as we look toward the future. But as we've stressed on several occasions, we will resume competition only when, working closely with our tournaments, partners, and communities, it is considered safe to do so under the guidance of the leading public health authorities. And the NBA Horse Challenge continues tonight with the semifinals and finals starting at 8 p.m. on ESPN. In the semifinal, we'll see Mike Conley take on Chauncey Billups and Zach LaVine take on Allie Quigley. And for your ESPN Pensacola Sports Headlines, I'm JP. Nick Saban has a message for us regarding the coronavirus.
First of all, I hope this message finds you and your family safe and well. On behalf of our program, we want to give thanks to all the medical professionals and caregivers in our state and across the country in these challenging times. Our daily routines have changed dramatically over these past weeks. As we have said to our team, we share the same message to all of you. Please understand the following guidelines of social distancing. We ask that everyone please wash your hands often. Stay at home if at all possible. And when you have to be out in public, make sure you keep 6 feet between you and the nearest person. We are in this together, and as one team, we will get through these difficult times. And together, we look forward to all that's to come, like the opportunity to play college football this fall. But the best and safest way to ensure that happens is to listen to the experts, follow their guidelines, and take care of each other. Stay safe and roll Tide.
Pensacola's own NFL Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith has some tips for us during this time.
This fight is up to all of us to try to help bend that curve. It's going to take teamwork. It's going to take us to stay committed, stay focused, and stay dedicated to the mission at hand, and that is to keep everyone safe. So be encouraging. Find some support. Find someone to talk to every day to encourage them to keep on continuing in this fight. And we will beat this pandemic.
Hear ye, hear ye. I bringeth thee a message from... a message from the king and his new trumpeter, Stephen. The king wishes me to convey his favor to thine team and thine tailgate. Not yet. He invites thee to let the Bud Light flow forth. And he also wishes me to tell thee that he toasts thee. Waiteth until the end, Stephen! With game day's favorite light lager and the slogan of his kingdom... Oh, Dilly Dilly! Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri.
Presented by State Farm.
We welcome you back to the program. Glad you're all here. And John is up next in Chicago. Hello, John.
Hello, Paul. Hey, I first started listening to your show back in when the media days, back in Hoover in July, I think it was. Right. And I can't stop listening to your show. It's fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So I really appreciate what you're doing here. And I was just watching CNBC because I follow stocks all the time. And there was a report that just hit the wire about 4 o'clock about a drug. There's research they're doing at the University of Chicago where they enrolled 113 patients in this study. Now, a lot of this is anecdotal, but they were seeing such great results from this Gilead drug called remdesivir. All 113 patients are seeing rapid recovery from this. And they're just positively giddy at CNBC.
It's funny. I was talking to Dan Z about that. I saw the same thing, and it's easily the most positive news we've heard.
Yeah, the stock is up it's approaching 20% in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
So, and one of the things I like to do is I like to follow the financial news because you don't get the overlay of politics and all that other stuff. So you get sometimes you get more factual view of what's actually going on. And, sometimes the market's wrong, but it's right the heck of a lot more often. So I'm thinking, if there's any real truth to this or any real substance to this, all of this discussion about, college football and whether we're going to have it and is it going to be spring and all the rest of it and the legal aspects of it. I was listening to the lawyer you were talking to earlier, and I'm thinking, there's no way that any of this is going to happen because the lawyers are going to put the kibosh on the whole thing. So
that is a really that's an issue. That's an interesting point. Yeah, I just saw that the stock's up 15% in the after hours, which could be a lot more about it before long. That's a really interesting story there, John. And let's hope it stays that way. Hey, thank you for the call. Appreciate it. From Chicago to Columbus, Jeff is up next.
What's going on, Paul?
Jeff, just doing great.
I mean, we'll get to the callers here in a second, but I'm 100% in your last caller's corner. I'm a big follower of the stock and financial markets myself because, in my opinion, there's no better indicator of the future than the biggest indicator of true supply and demand, and that's the stock market. That's shown over the history, and that guy nailed
you know, and I follow it from a distance, but what's remarkable, and for those who are doomsdayers, the market has been resilient, and that has to be based on optimism, does it not?
And you know why, Paul? It's because any positive news, this was not an economical situation. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the economy in 08, 09, where it was truly this situation is creating the economic mess we're sliding into. It wasn't an economical problem. That's the difference this time. So any positive news is giving us an indication of what's going to happen in the future. And I've told you that from day one. Once we go back at it, my personal opinion, you better put your seatbelt on because it's going to skyrocket, in my opinion. There's going to be so pent-up demand. But, hey, getting back, the best part of this show, Paul, is talking about the show sometimes. Don't you agree?
I'm entertained by it.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, will you please get Augie an autographed edition of the My Conference is Better Than Yours? Because the guy's slobbering and the back patting, Paul, I know you like it because you're receiving it, but my goodness, it's getting nauseating. I think he really just wants an autographed copy of that bestseller book, Paul. Just give it to him, will you?
On the way.
All right, good. Hey, I mean, the guy was incoherent. He was trying to cut on Jim, and Jim's having a little bit of passion here lately. Didn't you think I-Man was almost incoherent last night when you kind of cut on him a little bit?
In deference to his long-standing stature on the show, I would say that his last two calls should be excised from his resume.
I do too. I mean, I think he's lost it. I mean, I feel almost bad for the guy. But anyway, Paul, I want to give that 79-year-old man that called about 45 minutes ago, when he finished his call, I almost gave him a standing ovation, to be honest with you. I don't think he was being insensitive. I think he was speaking from his experiences. And I do think we're going to find out a lot about our leaders here in the next 3 to 4 weeks, in my opinion, because for about 3 to 4 weeks, understandably, everybody was following them and listening to them. But now they're getting a lot of backlash, once again, that I think is deserved because of the economy. It's going to be interesting. They've got pressure on them now to make these calls between the health side and the business side. And we're going to find out, just like a football coach sometimes, when they get under pressure, how they react. I mean, do you understand what I'm coming from on that?
Yeah, I do. I understand, and your governor was one of the first out. I understood what was going on there. You had to react because this thing was all over the place. We're in a different spot now. I
agree. And I think the numbers that were coming out of China and then Italy, I think spooked some of these leaders, good, bad, or indifferent. Can I ask you an honest question? Do you know anybody that really has this virus or has had it?
Yes, I do.
Because honestly, here in Ohio, I don't know anybody that knows anybody that has had it. That's what's concerning. I think it's obviously a regional and a large metropolitan pocket to me, and I think the numbers